Hello and welcome, Francisco the Floating Head here, reporting for duty. Continuing testing for this weekend's Showcase Challenge. We're gonna be trying out some Karn lists over here, and Seikoth coming back for the 19th month in a row with the Prime sub. Thank you so much, Seikoth. I appreciate that continued support. So this is the list that I'm going to start with today. No splash. I think that just like the list that I tried the other day with a Karn, bolts in the sideboard, turn timber, it's too much of a mess. It's getting stretched on too many different directions, and honestly, I'm not even sure that splashing lightning bolt is even worth it in the current metagame, which how things are shaping up. So we're gonna try out this list right here. What is new? So we're playing 29 lands and 2 Symbiosis, so effectively 31 lands. A couple of Angel Steerings. I am not super high on this card, but basically if you're playing Karn, I think that it's very likely just correct for you to be playing some number of Steerings. We're playing 4 Gracers and 3 Explorer. This is definitely a maybe. Maybe I should be playing 4 Stasis instead. But I am willing to try things out and move stuff around. Sideboard has 3 explosives. Again, we discussed already the importance of this card against all the aggro strategies currently. Then we have a Walking Ballista and a Wormcoil Engine, Liquid Metal Coin. These are like the usual suspects that you see. What you're gonna see that's new is Tormod's Crypt. This is, I think, very important against the Upsol Spells deck. So being able to play a card and immediately minus it to get a Tormod's Crypt and then basically not be dead to their combo is a very big deal. And then Grafdigger's Cage for kind of the very same reason, and Pithing Needle also for the very same reason. All of these cards are good against Belcher. I guess Karn even himself is good against Belcher, so that's very nice. So I expect this version of the deck to be relatively well positioned against all the combo decks that are kind of taking over Modern currently. Then we have the Gaia's Blessing for Mill, Rex Sage, Beast Within, Force of Vigor Classics. And one of this member, I just couldn't bring myself to cut to this member. Maybe I should. Like this is probably like the shakiest card in my sideboard and the one that I'm the least sure about. Maybe I should just like bite the bullet and understand that I'm probably just going to be losing to like the what's his name, the devoted druids of the format and whatnot. Whatever. Devoted Druid has kind of seen a little bit of a resurgence, which is interesting. But I still think that Explosives is the better removal spell to have access in the side, or to have access to in the sideboard. And even against some matchups where Karn might be okay, like for example John or whatnot, we can bring in a couple of Explosives and then leave one in the sideboard that we can get with Karn for value. So having multiple Explosives in the sideboard of a Karn list is not necessarily a bad thing. Not sure if Bloody Head thing is amazing or kind of creepy. Yes. Exactly, yes. Alright, what do we got here? On the draw, turn to explore, we have Karn as a threat. And we have... yeah, we'll probably have to ship this. Lot better. So much better, it's not even funny. We're gonna bottom the turn timber. I'm valuing the damage a little bit more. In that Triumph. What the hell is that? This might be Spike's list. Or not, so it's just Niv. It does strike me as Niv. That's not bad actually, so... Bounce, Triad. Play this, floated green, Ancient Steerings, second Amulet. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, because nothing else does anything, so... of those are not real cards. So if this is Niv, they have this turn to Unmore me. Which is that if they know who I am, wouldn't be the craziest thing to happen. Okay, so I guess that we're just gonna win the game. Yeah, particularly with blue and black mana. There's nothing they can really do here. This is actually plus mana, which is funny. Pact, Titan, Titan. Yes. Dead. All right, let's go. Good showing for Inches Steerings right there, I'll tell you that much. Okay, so, Niv. I like Beast Within for Ashiok purposes, and that's it. Don't think I want explosives, I definitely want Karn. Yeah, just Beast Within. Just Beast Within for a Gracer. Yeah, this is fine to me. Let's go. Sound is a little bit too slow. Let's go to 6. Hell of a lot better. We're gonna keep this and we're gonna bottom Gracer. Is squishing the black package into... Yeah, so we tried... I tried splashing red in a list. Because a list with Karn and red top-8 the challenge this past weekend. The Dells list. And I didn't like it. I really didn't like it, so... Feels like a little bit too much. Okay, so they're gonna wish for... Ashiok. Okay. So let's play this. So I guess I have to start with this. Because it gives me the potential. Like if I draw exactly into a Titan, we get to cast the Titan right now. So this is a little bit awkward. Remember when I played perfectly, chat? Remember when I played perfectly and I got ridiculously whitelisted? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Nice Ashiok opponent. Nice Ashiok. Wanna know? Starting off strong. Starting off strong. Play to your routes and get rewarded, etc, etc. What's up, Iggy? How's it going? Starting off strong over here. The more I look at the floating head thingy, the more hilarious that I think it is. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Playing against Treon. So probably some form of blue Tron. So I expect turn 2 Karn the Great Creator to be pretty good against him. I'm saying hi to chat. And Treyon says, hi chat. If you don't know Treyon, another streamer, streams mostly Blue Tron, and he's very good at playing that deck. So I strongly recommend you check him out on Twitch. Is there floating head that's giving you all this power? Yeah, I guess so. Every floating head in any movie ever is super powerful. That's true. That's true. That is true. Unsurprisingly. God damn it, this is just not fair. This is just not fair. Like, what is he supposed to do? What is he supposed to do? Like, what's the line for him, right? What is he supposed to do here? So we're just gonna minus for coding here. And then we're gonna activate coding on his upkeep. I have no real use for the extra mana for Gracer, so next turn we start destroying their lands. He could have exactly Tron into exactly Karn the Great Creator, so that's his out, I think, here. Okay, we play on. We play on. We play on. The good thing is that we can activate, we can plus on the coding, and we can start clocking their Karn. So we're gonna see what he chooses to do here. Game's not over. Game is not over. He plussed Karn. Interesting. So we're gonna lead on steerings first. Another amulet. That's a lot of mana. We can't clock their Karn. I mean, we can, but we just plus on the coding, and then next turn he -2, so we're in trouble. So we can minus for Needle and name Karn. The thing is, if Fairy's passive was just one of the abilities, it would be less annoying. Yeah, if things were flipped, it would be a lot less annoying. What's up, GeForce? NC Mash, welcome. Crap. Yeah, it's actually rough. The classic Karn mirror, Turn Farsh with the Prime sub. Welcome back for the 7 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we have more mana than he does. The problem is that if he finds a blast zone, we are in really bad shape. I think that it's correct for me to minus for Needle. I think that it's correct for me to minus for Needle. Because this, I think that their Karn is going to be better than ours. So this is a really, really sad play that I'm making here, but I think it's the correct one. What are the best decks in Modern? I don't know, man. It's been like a week. So no, I don't know yet which one are sort of best decks in Modern. I think I like Oops All Spells. I think it's pretty busted. And so is the Black Red Shadow deck. I think it's pretty good too. It's a lot of mana. Well, it's not getting better, so... I'm an idiot. Is Amulet well positioned? It's okay. We've all done it, yeah. Rasic Matos, thank you for the follow. Why not kill the Chalice, then the Pact? Because there's a Pithing Needle that stops me from doing it. Alright, so Field or Dryad plus Valakut are my outs, or Cavern of Souls. Naming Titan, naming Giant. Remand their own spell just to cantrip, that's funny. This is the worst. This is the worst fucking game ever. What a joke. We both have like infinite mana and nothing to do with it because all of our cards don't do shit. Good stuff, good stuff. More useless pieces of random cardboard. Yeah, if we were running Stronghold, we would be in such better shape. Like, this Gracer would be beating down for 2 every turn. Hell yeah. Okay, that's probably when we lose here. It was bound to happen, right? Like, he has so many ways to interact with my board. So first order of business is they clear my Karn. So that probably means that they have another answer to the needle. Or they're gonna play the second Karn. We could have Grazer as a blocker here, but I know that one of my opponent's cards is what's his name, so I'm what's the name of the card? The one that well now that feels stupid, right? Because they just chalice on one, but Karn off the top. But this allows me to play around the X to the condescend. Yeah, okay, so now I'm just dead. Wow, that was the most stupid game that I have ever played, I think. It's such a stupid game. Force is good. Cavern. Radiant Fountain can go. One of these can go. Gracers can go. That was such a stupid game. Funny enough, Turn Timber would have been kind of nuts there, like giving me a shot that doesn't get countered by the Chalice. I think I like Steerings more than Gracer. Is Karn worth it? I think Karn is very good right now. It's pretty solid against all the combo decks that are running around in the format. And Karn, like, I think that you have to have a Tormod script in your sideboard if you're playing Karn. I think this is a must include. So against the Upsal spells deck, if you resolve a Karn, you kinda just win, because your opponent cannot combo you out, and then they can't also, like, their alternative win con, which is Belcher, also doesn't do anything because you have the Karn. So I think Karn is pretty good. It just lines up well against the combo decks that have appeared. What a weird game that we just played. Pretty funny. Okay. Feels like I'm lagging a little bit. I'd have to restart Moto. Yeah, I'm not dropping frames or anything, so this is just empty geo. All right, give me 1 second, folks. Just gonna restart Moto real quick, and we can get this party going. It's a funny looking croc. All right. Man, this is super laggy. I think I'm gonna ship this hand. We can do better. Exactly. Keep bottom this. Done. Hashtag whitelisted, I guess, huh? And this time, he can't even mess me up. So this is 4 bounce, Gracer. Coding. He says double amulet again. I'm like, yeah. Mulligan well, play well, etc. Okay. So we're on the draw this time. I think I'm gonna keep though. I think I'm gonna go turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, Dryad. The problem is if they remand my Dryad, we're in trouble if I go for that line. So it might be better for me to play the turf on 2. The problem is if I play the turf on 2, then we have to discard to hand size. I mean, the best thing, of course, would be for us to draw an amulet here, but I'm so unlucky, so that's not gonna happen. So play this, adapt, say go. Explore would also be okay. Uh-oh. Womp womp. Bye bye Dryad, we hardly knew ya. Alright, another Dryad off the top, one time. Asusa? Pact. We get back for Asusa. 1, 2, 3, 4, but then we can't cast Karn on the following turn, so we would be in the same spot. Which is kind of awkward. I think I kind of like it though. And I'm not bouncing the turn timber because I can protect it from another thought node. So if we draw any untapped land, we get to Karn here, which is nice. Academy Ruins. Another thought node? Yeah, this might be a little bit tough to beat. That's a clock. That's a very real clock. So if he has like any remand, like unless I draw exactly a Cavern of Souls, if he has like any remand style cards, we're gonna be in pretty rough shape here. Not looking good. Not looking good. Correctly taking the Primeval Titan, which is the card that they lose to. Not surprising. Well, since there's not much else that we can do, let's just do this here. And now we can actually bounce the turn timber. This means that we're super far away from field, but I think that we are not going to need field as much. So this is 8 mana, potentially 9. So they can only make me pay 3 more. So we beat Condescend. We beat Condescend. But we don't beat Remand. Okay, so they're tapping out a blue. It's good for us. That means that they're digging for something. That means that they're digging for something, probably a chalice. Probably a chalice. We're at 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we find an untapped land, we get to Karn for Wormcoil. Repeal and Condescend. We kind of have to YOLO here, right? If we get remanded, it's real bad. If we get remanded, it's real bad. But it's kind of what it is. I'm gonna threaten to haste here. Okay. Well, I guess that now I am going to haste. So this is 1, 2, 3. We can do Field of the Dead plus Valakut. We haste prime time. We attack. Yes, we get Growth Chamber plus Ghost Quarter. Nah, Karn is great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm considering whether I think I'm just going to replay my Vesuva 3 times. We can play the Turn Timber as well. You have more mana next turn. But I think I'm just gonna copy a bounce land. Pass the turn. Because I don't know if I want to get multiple triggers with this Dryad plus Valakut. What is this? 6 mana Wormcoil Engine. That doesn't do anything. I'm surprised that he kept Wormcoil in the deck, actually. Kind of surprised that he kept Wormcoil. 1, 2. Explore. Let's do this. GG's. Yeah, we definitely got a little bit lucky there that Treon did not have any form of like remand style cards, because like remand would have probably been game over. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta jam and hope that it's good, because it's not getting any better. Oh, we're playing against a Dom. We're playing against Dom Harvey. This hand looks good to me. We're probably playing the mirror, I would assume, here. This hand is only okay because we have a Dryad. So with any land, we can Dryad on turn 2. And with any untapped land, we get to... Yeah, well, change of plans now. I was gonna say with any untapped land we get to cast a Titan on turn 4, but now I think I'm just gonna transmute this T-West for a castle. or a bounce land. But it looks like he's playing a nonsensical deck. Field. I think we're just going to transmute for Cavern. So transmute for Cavern of Souls, play this, and pass the turn. Boy, a crazy weird champ. Yeah, I know. I can use this turn to Pact, playing around Force of Negation. We spend this turn to pay for Pact, and I think I'm doing this. If he has another field, it's bad for us. But if he doesn't, then now any land means that I get to resolve the Titan. I'm definitely not playing around the sweeper game 1, right? There's no way that he has any damnations or anything like that. Is this Jace? Oh, Bloodchief's Thirst. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. What's up, Hadelix? How's it going? I'm not sure how I feel about this card in this deck specifically. Seems like you really value the instant speed aspect of it. I mean, it's 4 mana kill a Titan, which is nothing to scoff at, I guess. Maybe it's better than... Oh, fuck. Ugh. What are the chances that he finds a second Field of Ruin before I find my any land in my deck? Oh, now you show up? God damn it. Well, Cavern is gone, so I think that we just got a gem here, and we're playing our own Cryptic this turn, so I could transmute for... Oh, it just doesn't have it. Sweet. I could transmute for like a bounce land or something, but I think that that would be kind of wasting this to Lurrus, and this can actually be it can be important down the line. But yeah, he just didn't have it, so sweet. Okay, so second Cavern, thank you very much. Beast Within, thank you very much. And that's it. Turn 6 Titan, yeah, I know. Busted. Man, Gracer's so bad in this matchup. Oh, man. We're about to get gusted off the face of the earth, aren't we? Especially against Dom. Like, there's no way. that he makes a mistake against Amulet. That's just, it's just not a possible thing. Definitely keeping this hand though. And I think unfortunately we're gonna have to play the Amulet on... Oof, that's pretty good. We expose the Cavern turn 1, which kind of sucks, but... I'm not gonna play a Sultai into a mana leak. There's kind of no need for me to do that, so... Let's get T-West and say go. We can still Titan next turn if he taps out. The K on Amulet could be annoying, but this is an Ashiok. Yep. You see? He mills himself because he has targets. Damn it. Dom's so good. And he milled a Nuro even. We just happened to have the Bujuga Bog there, but the Natty Bog, he says. Hell yeah, the Natty Bog. Maybe name a Susan Bounce Cavern. That was an option, but if I play this on human, that means that my Cavern is locked. Right? My bounce land is locked into bouncing my Cavern eventually, right? Which is not something I'm particularly excited about. So that's the only issue with that. And that's why I didn't do it. We'll get to Natty Bog them again. There we go. Getting force. Interesting. Okay, so we're gonna do field. He kind of has to use a removal spell on Azusa. Maybe I should attack first. And we also get to cast Turn Timber? Holy crap. Turn Timber, nice Ashiok, Dom. Nice Ashiok. GG's, Dom. GG's. Damn. So sick. So sick. You're a bad man. I'm great. What are you talking about? Are they scooping to field? There's not scooping to field. They're scooping to field and me exiling his second Uro, right? That's what he's scooping to. I'm surprised that he chose to get the force there. That was certainly an interesting spot. So this hand basically says draw a bounce land and we're in business. Or on the draw against the Lurrus deck. Okay, I can work with this. Gracer turns to be okay against Lurrus decks. Good. I think I'm gonna Gracer on one. Because if my opponent is actually on a Scourge version, this forces them to spend their mana playing using removal to kill this stupid 0-3. Only had me head and arm. Good to see Karn back in the menu. I'm always happy to see Karn. Do you think that the Belcher or all spells will be banned? I don't know if it will, but I hope that it does. That Thoughtseize is pretty good. So we're gonna take my amulet here. Unless they have a second Thoughtseize, in which case you're gonna take one of my Titans. I think Oops of Spells is much more problematic than Belcher. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. But like the fact that there's so many ways to build a Belcher deck is kind of problematic as well. You can build it as a prison deck, which I have seen people do. You can build no attacks. I'll take that. Just find second amulet here, easy. Karn the Great Creator. Okay. Karn basically reads gain 3 life, find and engineer explosives. Attack. Yeah. Would ban Neoform before Oops of Spells? I think that the Oops deck is really good, so... I'm gonna take a solid amount of damage here. Still not sure whether they're playing Shadow or not. They could just be playing the black-red version, just like black-red Prowess. They tweeted about the source Sultai chatting combo Twitter back in early September, so I've kind of wondered if people came back to the deck from that tweet or if other people independently found it. I think it was Canister, the one that has been pioneering it. Is that a good draw, chat? So here, Karn is gonna come down mostly as a way to gain 3 life, basically. Just like a diversion. So you used to watch you play on YouTube that I try to skip the part where you look for an opponent? Yeah, I know. You can't do that when you're on the live stream, Winder Tim. Brutal, right? Still, this could be a shadow deck. Still, this could be a shadow deck. So now I can Azusa plus explosives. That seems really good, right? So the reason why I don't really want to play a prime time is that my opponent can potentially play through it. My opponent can potentially attack through it because I only have 1 blocker and I don't have enough lands to trigger field. Now I do have enough lands to trigger field. So my opponent is going to need basically a double Thoughtseize to win this game. Otherwise, we're going to get him. And there's basically no way that they can present lethal. And the best thing, obviously, is the fact that I don't even need to crack this. Cycle and Earth resolves. Okay, so they're probably not playing Shadow if they're playing an Earth. Yeah, we're gonna take 1. This is bad against Light Up the Stage, but if my opponent's casting Light Up the Stage this turn, that probably means that that's it, and it probably means that we win, so... Why no Wormcoil if you can drop it next turn? Because Wormcoil, it's not as good against Soulscar Mage with Lightning Bolts, number one. Number two, I'm never going to be playing a Wormcoil before I play these Primeval Titans, right? So, like, Wormcoil would be redundant. Wormcoil would just be redundant. It wouldn't really give me a different angle of attack or anything. Okay, so we want the explosives. We want the one of this member. Do I want Karns in this matchup? Because this matchup is actually a lot slower than the normal Prowess decks. So maybe I'm fine just like slowing myself down with a Karn. How do you mean liking the Karns in this meta? I think that it's actually very well... The Karn is really well positioned right now. Discussed that a little bit at the beginning of the stream. The easy cuts would be to cut all three Karns and then just add explosives and the Wormcoil. Could also cut Steerings. I definitely don't want to cut Explorers. I don't want to cut Gracers. Maybe a Turn Timber can go. Cut the cards. I think that this might be like a play-draw situation, which is what I'm thinking right now. Maybe on the draw I want to cut these, and on the play I want to bring them back. Let's try that. Let's try them on the draw, cutting the cards, and then bringing them back on the play. Steering seems slow, but maybe just finds all of my answers, so it would be okay for me to keep. This hand is also delightful. Cover Nova goes for... Oh! Whoops. Yeah, that's definitely a mistake. Yeah, that's definitely a switch that I should be making. Okay. Alright, I like where this is going. So they're gonna need to... So Amulet is safe. They need to find a way to answer my Amulet here. Double one drop into Thoughtseize is kind of scary. Not gonna lie. I think the real secret of the Karn list is that Ancient Strings is just a very powerful card the deck wants an excuse to run. Yeah, I mean, nobody's arguing about the power of Ancient Steerings. I'm just cutting them because historically I have not liked against this kind of deck that is capable of this kind of starts. I often don't want to be spending time. Like right now, of course, it's negligible, right? Because we have access to the Amulet. So our curve is going to be a lot smoother because of the presence of Amulet. But it's one of those things that Steerings always is kind of awkward because like it asks time and mana from you, and that is a tough thing to be asking for. So I'm gonna be doing this because my opponent could have they could have cleansing wildfire. So I'd rather them destroy the Gruul Turf than the Semi-Growth. And I think we have to take this attack here. think we just say no blocks. What's it meant to be common in your cyberlink? Just a response to. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, Karns have been very good, so. I was, same thing as yesterday. Yesterday was super impressed by. Remember when I talked about cleansing wildfire, chat? God damn it. What does it feel to be this good, you ask? Well, Titan? Not that good, apparently. Explore. Good stuff, good stuff. Thank you, Scott. I hate to be that guy, but I'm thinking of building Titan in paper, but I don't want to buy it all at once. What would you recommend as a budget replacement for Cavern? As a budget replacement for Cavern, none. It's just something that you have to accept that your deck is gonna be worse. Like there's no budget replacement for Cavern of Souls. That's why it's so expensive, right? If there were a budget replacement, then the card would not be that as expensive as it is. It's kind of what you're paying for. Treyon with the raid. Welcome everybody from Treyon's stream. GG's earlier, my friend. How was your stream today? Don't play against blue is a replacement for Cavern. Yeah, exactly. We like cleansing wildfire because any red deck is cutting other hate card, Blood Moon, Fulminator, Molten Rain for Spring Seas, and I think that's good for. Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, wildfire has actually kind of helped us in a way. So they're gonna have Lurrus Bubble going, which is really scary. So we kind of have to find a Titan pronto here. Okay. That really sucks, actually. That's really good there. That's really freaking good for him. Thank you, Treyon. Thanks for the raid again. Wildfire is really bad in the red-black shadow decks. I think it's for Tron and Upsor spells, not great versus Amulet. Dryad also just wins. That's true. That's true. Sweet. So we can Titan or we can just Dryad for lethal. I think we're gonna go for the faster kill. I know, going for lethal instead of clearing the board. Who am I anymore? Choose the MTG with the meme raid. The meme host. Meme hosts, always welcome. I feel like you win this matchup most of the time unless they have a crazy start. Yeah, exactly. Definitely the red-black shadow deck is the one that I'm the happiest to face as the Amulet player. Like, by far. By a significant margin. I feel like we might actually be favored against the red-black Prowess decks. And I feel a little bit more unfavored against the mono-red Prowess versions and the blue-red Prowess versions. Mostly because those have Blood Moon, and this one has Cleansing Wildfire, which is kind of silly. To win the game or put a million lands in play, the ultimate Amulet dilemma. I know, man. It's so tough sometimes. It's so tough sometimes. You're like, well, I can win on a couple of turns from now with even more lands in play, or I can just straight up kill my opponent right here in a less spectacular fashion. Tough times. Went for one earlier and lost to Red Black Shadow. Well, Red Black Shadow is a lot different than Red Black Prowess. So they are different decks, right? So they should not be considered in the same spectrum, I mean. So yeah, I think that the Red Black Shadow deck is actually pretty rough for us. These Red Black decks are weird because it's part Shadow, part Scourge, and part Prowess, doing neither of them that well. I think that the Scourge versions are a lot scarier for us. You want to pick up the MDFC with a Karoo land to cast it? Yeah, but like, it happens fairly often. And I've been drawing really well today. Can't really complain about my draws today. I think the Scourge decks are quite powerful. Scourge with TBS, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think that the Scourge deck are very real. In fact, I bought myself a playset of Scourges. Pog. Untap green on 1. Untapped green source on 1. Is this a Flagstones deck? This might be Spike's deck. Yeah, I think they might be on remand, but like whatever, right? I'm still gonna be doing the same thing here. Like, I'd rather them remand my amulet and I can just play Bog and recast it, or I'd rather instead of them remanding my Azusa. Maybe they're considering a force? I doubt it though. Because they would have forced this unless they exactly top deck the force. We might get our Azusa remanded here. That's kind of fine. Yeah. What you gonna do, opponent? What you gonna do here? If they wildfire here, they just lose, so please. Please wildfire me so I can just, you know, win. Turn Timber is the truth. Yep. So yeah, if you want to buy your Turn Timbers, don't forget to use the TCG Player affiliate link to support the stream for free. They could fire plus path. Yeah, but I'm not going to try to haste. Every time I turn Timber, I never get a Titan. I recommend you check out today's episode of the Titan Talk cast where we discuss why Turn Timber is good extensively. If they have force, they have force now. Yep. But we still get to play Azusa here. The pod got online today. Yeah, it's gonna be going up in a couple of hours. tapping out. I mean, they did have the... They did have the 4, so it's not like the worst. I mean, now we just get to Titan. No, we just Titan here. I'm definitely playing around path though. We could also Karn. No, but they have Helix. Like Muffin 5-6 and you probably follow. Set up to Karn if they path. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But we made a land drop, so... If I want a Karn, that means I need to get double bounce land, which I'm not interested in doing. So I think I'm just gonna get Tulare West and Field of the Dead. Though maybe I don't want to expose the field to Flagstones. Man, this is actually a tough one. I think I'm actually gonna haste here. Might be crazy, but like we already have Karn as a backup plan. And yeah, we do get kind of blown out, but it's not even that bad. We already have Turn Timber. So we're gonna get paths here. That's fine. Next turn we just Karn. But like now this is actually threatening here, right? I think I'm gonna plus on the amulet. Attack the fairy. Do you know what stream deck has to recognize battlements? I have no idea, and I know absolutely nothing about programming and all that stuff, so I can't fix it, obviously. It's kind of weird. Like, they didn't path their own Snapcaster when they're missing land drops. Pretty strange. Since the last time I was in chat, I've been working on a Titan burn. If I select the deck tech options, channel rewards, do you think you will get around to it? Yeah, sure. At some point safer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Start with steerings. Six, 7, 8. So we have 8 mana here. And I think I'm going to go for Symbiosis here. Because I think that my opponent is very likely to have Cryptic Command. Yeah, I don't think I want to go for Ballistic because I think my opponent has Cryptic, so I want them to be using the Cryptic to stop the Symbiosis. I think it's worse than the Ballista. Yep. There we go. But they kind of have to do it, right? Because if they let the resolve and I happen to spike at prime time, they just lose. So, but I wanted to do the minus for the ballista before I do this in case they counter bounce my Karn. I'm happy with how I played this turn. I'm happy with how I played it for sure. Can't be an amulet because of force, yeah. 2 realtors doesn't seem correct in a battlements list, in my opinion. I mean, you don't really struggle for red sources. Maybe it could be just like 3 turfs, 1 sanctuary, 1 rot farm. Because I'm playing 9 bounces, right? I'm playing now 9 bounces. So maybe this could be like 3 and something like that instead. But I'm really struggling over there about what to do here. But even if they... Yeah. Okay, so this means that they didn't draw a card, which is good for us. And now next turn we get to Karn, then we get to Ballista, and then we get to haste it if we need to. And if my opponent just minuses on the amulet or something silly like that, we're gonna be in really good shape. And this is if we draw nothing for the rest of the game, of course. Know what to do. I have 12.3k channel points and it's not allowing me to redeem the deck tech option. That's weird. You should be able to. Yeah, so they bounce the amulet, which means that now a ballista for 1 just kills the Tef. Well, that's a good one. So, step number 1. Step number 2. That was a sick draw. Like, I'm just attacking my opponent on so many different angles now. What are my thoughts on Will's list without Karns? I played something very similar to Will's list yesterday. Karns, no Karns, you can build your deck, whatever, as long as you have a plan for the metagame. I think that's the most important thing. You need to have a plan for the metagame. And if you don't have a plan, then you're gonna have a bad time, and if you do, you're gonna be fine. Baby Tef, okay. Sunday's Legacy Hero, I think so, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I'm 1 mana short from doing everything that I want to do. I'm gonna play Karn though. Now that Karn resolved, let's do this. And I think I'm in a minus for the worm. My opponent can now bolt the Karn, but they still have to deal with my worm coil. And next turn we can transmute for a Titan, so sure, you bolt the Karn, still have to deal with worm. Bolt my ballista? Nah. Is this anything today with this current list, or is this considered pretty stock? I mean, I don't know what you consider to be stock. I'm moving to combat first because of Cryptic. I don't want my opponent to be able to Cryptic, counter, and like do stuff, right? Now we can do this. Maybe they'll Force of Negation, then we transmute to another pact. And if they let it resolve, now we can transmute for Cavern, and we can make sure that this Titan resolves. Cavern for Giant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Counterable Titan. Now we have a million zombies. We add our 23 life. We have Bog. We can also get Ghost Squatter next turn. I don't know why they would show me their hand. Honestly, I think that I don't know how many lands my opponent's playing, but I think that it's probably too little. Like, I don't think that you can play this deck with less than 24 lands. Like, you just need you need so many lands to do all the stuff that you have to do. So it's not rare for them to miss land drops. But yeah, I don't know. I'm like on the other end of the spectrum. Spike, this is Aspiring Spike's brew, by the way, and Spike always we make fun of each other because I tend to put too many lands in my deck, and I guess I always err towards putting more lands in my deck, and Spike always is working with thin margins. So I always make fun of him. And he was playing that list with 23 lands, which I think it's ridiculously low. Sakapa League or Meme League. So many choices. 104.38 indeed. I think if you can find room for land, you should play them. Yeah, I mean, I think that sometimes you have to find room for the lands. I think that very often you should make room for lands. Even if you can't, you should try harder. I like this hand. It's a little bit awkward that we drew 2 of our basics against the deck with Cleansing Wildfire, but playing around Wildfire. Or the field decks play 28, 29. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that in less than 24 lands in the control deck is greedy. Yeah, even 24 sometimes is greedy. 25 is often where I would feel a little bit more comfortable whenever I play control decks, which is not very often, to be honest. Gonna fetch shock here. I'm very interested in making sure that I leave lands in my deck, basics in my deck. Okay. That resolved somehow. It's cool. That with Gracer, obviously. You only have the room for 10 lands, but I really need all those 50 other cards. Yeah, I know. It can be tough out there. What does Wildfire do? Should be showing up there, or maybe not. Maybe we'll see it in action here. Yeah, we're gonna see it in action here. So it's a 2 mana, destroy target land. Its controller may search their library for a basic land cannon, put it to the battlefield tab, then shuffle their library, and then you draw a card. So it's basically a sort of Spreading Seas. But you combo it with Flagstones of Trocaire, and then you get to ramp, basically. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised my opponent didn't wildfire themselves there. Definitely feels like it might have been correct for them to wildfire themselves, just to ramp. Yeah, this comes into play tapped. That's true. But yeah, that now they don't even have cryptic mana because they didn't wildfire me. I mean, granted, they kind of had to get rid of the Valakut because of the threat of another Dryad, but it's kind of awkward for them, right? Yeah, I think this card is good. I think this card is good. But I am happier to face this than all the other hate that people have played against Amulet in the past. It's pretty good. I wonder if they're going to blow up my land or they're going to blow up theirs this time around. They continue blowing up my lands instead of ramping themselves. Well, far is good when half of the lazy player filled with Oops and Belcher. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I think the card is pretty well positioned. Nothing against that. We're running to Lightning Helix or Lightning Bolt here, but okay. Alright, so we just gotta draw business here. We're gonna be okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're good against Remand, we're not good against Force. Stick and hard cast the Force. Maybe I should have Beast Within. Ceremonious Rejection. Okay. Interesting for them to bring Rejection against me. I guess it's a little bit more defensible because they know that I have Karn. Eastern double guard for Secret Guard and double Celestial Saint because of the Sun right this side. Yes and no, really. I guess yes, but yeah, we just have to tighten here because it's not getting any better for us. Let's see if the submission did go through. No, I don't think your submission went through. Yeah, here we just YOLO. If they have Remand, that's really good for them. They have a Gust, that's also very good for them. So now we're going to next turn attempt to... We're gonna have to pay for Pact, so next turn we're gonna have to attempt to kill this. But yeah, like you're playing 5 drops in your deck. You cannot really play any less than 25 lands, honestly. Even Snapcaster, it's a 4 drop, like it's not a 2 drop. Breathe the channel phones, no idea where they went. Okay, this card is starting to get annoying now. Wow. Jeez. Okay, so I think that we lose this one. Prairie stream. Very sure is a problem. You can see the link on the redemption. All right, we'll make it happen. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, the classic tilted Jace, slightly tilted to the side. I think at this point we're dead. I think I'm just gonna go with this because my opponent kind of has to counter it, and that's brutal. I'm just gonna pack it in. I'm just gonna 104.38 here. All right, let's do this game. Maybe Python Needle to the main deck. I don't think so. Tight Concession. Yeah, I mean, we could have... That game would have gone for a significant amount of time, but there's not really much of a point. 2, 3, 4. It's not great, but it's okay. Tiny bit on the slow side. Would love to have something just a tiny bit faster, but yeah, Cavern is just such a good one to have. Dryad would be a sick draw. So I'm gonna play around Arshiok. For basic steel in the deck is good, yeah, that's true. Why would you jinx me? Chat, why would you jinx me? Oh, I was lazy and I didn't get the slot bits. Feels bad, man. Triad, we play around Remand, which we saw multiples from my opponent. 1, 2, 3. They can gust me, of course, but Gustarino? Gustarino. I think I'm actually gonna top this, but I am maybe not planning on playing that next turn, depending on what they do. Sweet. Okay. So now we just get to resolve our Titan. Oh, the mind games, chat. The mind games. Them mind games. Attack Jace, obviously. It's not a Dryad, it's an Nymph. It was actually errata'd to be both a Dryad and a Nymph. Only having one field has come up multiple times already. Not sure how much I like that. I kind of wish I had access to a second field. Also, I feel like I punted. Maybe I should have transmuted. I should have bounced a field to protect it. Maybe that was a mistake on my part. Yes. They minus on prime time, so that means that they have no answers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have exactly enough mana to do everything that I want. So I have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is primetime mana. We play primetime. We get Vesuva Copy in Vestige and battlements. We cast Explore. We have a red floating. So I guess that we have to explore first, because they might force this. They don't, sweet. Okay, so now that we can do that, we have 2 land drops. So Vesuva battlements, Vesuva copies Vestige, red mana, Plague Rule Turf, second land drop, haste, attack them, attack 3 fairy, no, 3 fairy. So this attacks Jace, this attacks them, and this attacks the fairy. So the fairy, them, Jace. Sweet. No packs to pay for. Just do double Valakut. Why did we need to explore first? Because we needed to use both land drops, because we needed to bounce this and replay it, and we also needed the red source. We didn't have a red source. This was the only way that we needed to, that we would be able to get value from that. Yeah, so if we can't haste, then I'm gonna go for a different line, right? So bog them, play around Aether Gust. I think I'm gonna transmute for Pact now, but I want Pact. To play around Cryptic. So this forces my opponent to use the Cryptic now, if they have it, which means that it has to be one of the last 2 cards in their hand, and they can't just draw it off the fairy, because they're gonna minus and they're gonna kill one of my zombies. So this forces the issue. If they do have the Cryptic, okay. So I mean, we're out of gas here. So we have to top deck. The good thing is that we have a bunch of top decks that just win the game on their own. Like if we draw a Dryad, we just win. That doesn't do it. Why do you have 0 power, Gracer? I think that was the turn that we needed, and now my opponent has a shot at turning the corner. We have no more field. Man, we were so close. One draw step away from just closing the door, and now my opponent has a shot at recovering. They even have like Snapcaster at this point. Can do that instant speed. I wonder why. Ashiok. All right, Dryad, let's go. We're gonna draw a pack now. Fuck, man. That's brutal. Yeah, I think that we're gonna lose now. I think that we're just very likely to lose at this point. I mean, I'm gonna try, but I'm an idiot. What am I doing? Yeah, I'm just tilted now. I'm just tilted now, and I can't do anything anymore. That was a bad top deck, by the way. I don't think that this is going to be... I mean, I was an idiot for doing it, but like, I don't think that's going to change the result of this game. I think that we're losing regardless. We just had to find one card there. That was a turn. That was the freaking turn. God damn it. So now they're gonna wildfire the Valakut. Holy cavern. Okay, it's not what I would have done. Definitely seemed more important to destroy this one. It does telegraph. I think I'm gonna protect the cavern now. It does telegraph that my opponent does have a counter spell. Maybe they'll time out. Maybe, but like, I mean, it's not the way that I like to win games. Putting Cryptic on top. It's my time to shine. says the Dryad. And a Cryptic Bounce. Okay. Okay, so we actually might be at a point where the punt that I made is going to be the difference between winning and losing this game. Unless they have like a gust for this. Remand. Okay, sweet. So now we do this. I think we kill Ashiok. Or we can... No, I think we kill Snap and Ashiok. Battlements, Haste Dryad, attack Ashiok. Yeah, so like it's actually gonna be... I didn't think there was gonna be a game losing mistake, but it turns out that it is gonna be. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. So now they're probably gonna be looking for Path to Exile. That plus probably means that they have the path in hand. Because otherwise they would be really, really interested in pathing this Dryad. In finding a path for the Dryad. So I think that they just have an answer to it. Yeah, we just have an answer to it. It's not looking good here, folks. Things not looking good. Because now even if we find the Dryad, we don't have a land. Yeah, now there's the big Tef. Yeah, we're kind of dead here. I think my opponent's going for the J skill. We can try to fight on clock. We might be able to get there on clock. I don't know. They're so low on tome. So low on tome. No tomes whatsoever. Attack. I think we're just dead. Now it becomes a clicking race. And I think my opponent's gonna be able to, like 1 minute and 30 seconds is more than enough to end this game. Honestly, if I were them, I don't know if I would even plus the Fairies. The only one that matters is Jace, because that's the one that's winning. Could I get that ninjutsu bluff? I know. I mean, opponent doesn't know, right? Kornikas, thank you for the follow. Does that do anything? Not really, right? No, this only does something when I have a Dryad in play. I mean, it's free to play, I guess, so... It's free to play, so... What's Vesua? Jace Ultimate. It's possible my opponent might not even ultimate Teferi here, because Teferi just adds so many clicks to the whole thing. Yeah. I don't know why my opponent is clicking. Because, yeah, now they're going to clean up. Yeah, they figure out that they have a better shot at getting there if they're not doing anything. They're playing lands, though. Think that we're gonna get caught, though. Gonna make the asshole move. Gonna go score to them. We can double go score to them. This feels so bad, man. I feel so bad winning like this. To be fair, my opponent did take a long time to make their game actions, but it just feels bad to win like that. So it's like a sad 5-0 that it was actually realistically a 4-1. I don't know. The list felt good though. The list felt good. I feel like overall, Karn is in a pretty solid spot. Like, I was happy every time I cast it, and it did, like, it just demanded an answer every time, and I think it was very good. I think it was actually very good. First time I've seen Ghost Quarter deal lethal. Yeah, I know, right? The lethal Ghost Quarter. Yeah, we're gonna do the deck tick right now. I think I'm actually gonna play another league with this list. Gracer versus Scout is definitely still one of the questions that I'm trying to answer, but everything else felt kind of nice, so we're gonna see how it goes. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And the floating head says, I'll see you later. Bye bye.